This program, MSc International Luxury Management, was created a few years ago to enable especially international students to come and understand luxury in Paris, the capital of luxury and fashion. We have courses and lectures, but going inside companies is obviously the best way for students to understand what's going on inside the companies they want to join.
The visit was pretty incredible because we saw a very special necklace on the second floor, and it was amazing because normally you don't get to see that. And then also, like, even the smell in the boutique, it was pretty great. Like, everything felt so special.
Be able to visit the Chanel store at Place Vendôme. It's really like a once-in-a-lifetime event, and it's a very special event that not everybody gets to live. So I feel extremely lucky today.
It was really interesting for me to dig into the Chanel boutique in Place Vendôme, to see all the watches and the craftsmanship history of the brand.
I think MSc International Luxury Brand Management molds you in such a way that you have an incredible experience in the world of luxury.
We really had the chance of having a 360 view of the whole luxury industry, and our class is very international. We have a lot of different cultural backgrounds, so it was a very, very complete program, and I really liked it.
Great. Welcome everybody to this program that you already heard an introduction from. My name is Luc Mulling. I'm the moderator of today. And before we go over to the presenters, I'd like to briefly explain some interactive options. As you join in to hear about the Master in International Luxury Management, and also actually will be presented the Master in Luxury Marketing. So you will hear about this in the next 45 minutes or so. You can interact with us in different ways. I already saw some people doing that and saying where they're logging in from. So that's great. By all means, do so. It's great for us to see all the different countries that are joining in. Also, if you have any questions, please write them through the panel questions next to it. That's where, just to make sure we don't miss any questions you may have, and we will be answering them at the end. Also, I'll be opening up some poll questions. I'm actually going to open one up right now to know what you find the most important in selecting a university program. So by all means, let us know your feedback. And by the way, if you're watching the recording by any chance, you can still participate in all these interactive options as well. So thank you for your feedback as well. And last but not least, we have a little fun button. At the bottom of the screen, you can see a button called React. If you click on that, you can let us know some interactive feedback. Just make it a bit more fun and interactive for the presenters as well. And let's go over to the presenters. We have with us the Professor Sabine Ichikawa, and she will introduce herself and the program. Good luck.
Thank you very much. So I'm very happy to be with all of you today. I'm going to present, if I just present myself before the PowerPoint, I'm a professor and researcher in ESSCA School of Management in Paris. I have worked for a few decades in the fashion and luxury industry. I come from the industry, and today I'm a researcher specialized on the Asian market. Thank you. Ali? No? Okay, this is my turn. Okay, so today the main topic is the MSc International Luxury Management, but I will briefly explain also the other program which I run parallel. So I have almost 10 years experience now running luxury programs So what we will be covering today, we have about 25 to 30 minutes, where I will be explaining very briefly about luxury business. Then we will go quickly over the MSc EU Asia Luxury Marketing, which is also a wide network of professionals working now in companies for almost 10 years. And then we will focus mainly today on the MSc International Luxury Management, which was launched 3 years ago in Paris. And I will be answering questions about this program mainly today. Then we will have a glimpse also at the alumni of the programs, and then a few slides on the jobs in luxury. So as you may know, luxury is a wide term, but actually covers many companies, many industries all over the world. It is often associated with fashion and glamour and fashion shows because these companies are very good at communication. So you may have seen a lot of brands on social media who are able to communicate to worldwide audiences. And obviously, this image that is given around the world is very attractive. But what we study in ESSCA is also the industry side. So it's looking at the company's background, the company's best practices, looking at how they manage stores, how they manage products, and their supply chains, and also how today they need qualified people from all over the world to expand their business in so many parts of the world. And they are looking also for responsible leaders, responsible managers who will be able to make a bridge between the country that they are targeting and their country of origin. I'm not talking only about French companies. I'm talking about companies that are mainly European, it's true. But we also have students from all over the world. So we do have a look at the opportunities in other countries. And maybe you one day would like to run your own luxury company or create one, or maybe run a family business. And we do have sometimes students whose parents have managed or have launched a business, and then the second or third generation wants to take over and add more value. So our program not only explains about European luxury companies' best practices, but this program can also help you launch or create new brands in your own country of origin. So this business is obviously global. Here we have an example of the growth that is happening year after year. Obviously, the COVID had a strong impact, but you see that the industry recovered very quickly. And although there are a lot of economic slowdowns that we hear in the international press, actually this market and these companies are very resilient. They have activities around the world. They have invested all around the world. So whatever happens in one country can be compensated by the business in another part of the world. So this business, these industries are obviously scrutinized by experts. There are dozens of companies whose job is to understand the evolution, understand the future growth, anticipate retail and consumer trends. And obviously these reports are part of the elements that we study in class, but they are also available right now. If you one day you want to join this program, you can start looking and reading and getting into this world of luxury, which is not the communication part we mentioned before. We're really talking about the how to run companies, how to run industries, how to run supply chains around the world. And obviously, these industries are studied by academics. I would say more and more academics now publish amazing books on all the topics that you may be interested in. This is studied in class, but obviously you can also read these books if you have this interest. We have amazing books on all the designers, the visionary people that created amazing companies that often bear their name. But we also have books on the most recent digital trends, or about sustainability. And whatever is your background, I would say that you may have a way to work on and bring to companies your previous background. And also, obviously, in class, you can learn new skills. But what you have done before this program is also very important. As we said, this industry is very resilient. Whatever is the economic crisis, whatever is the outcome around the world, they are able to rebound. They're able to keep growing because they are not only targeting wealthy customers around the world, they are also targeting emerging countries, emerging classes, and there are many countries around the world that have this potential for growth. So this is where these companies open stores and are looking for qualified people locally around the world. So we said the industry is resilient, and also the companies and the brands are extremely resilient. One of their strengths is that they have a long history. It means that they have been able to survive already for 50, 100, 200, sometimes 300 years. Depending on the sector, these companies have been able to survive, not only because they are family businesses originally, but because today we have investors who have either bought them or who are making them grow and help them open stores and expand around the world. So this very strong resilience of luxury companies is one of the elements that we study around throughout the year. And I don't have time to go in detail, but we're talking about different sectors, different countries, and more than 200 brands actually. You know, maybe the top 10, 20, but there is actually a very wide number of companies that can hire you. And we're talking about B2C, so business to consumer. And what you don't see is the B2B, so business to business market that is also huge. And that's something we often talk about in class. So we were mentioning several companies and several sectors. Here you have an example of the types of products and sectors that are included in the luxury industries. The one that you may know the most is what we call the personal luxury goods, because these products, right, fashion, all these items and accessories are often what you see the most in social media and in the press in general. But then other industries are included, right? We're talking about cars, we're talking about hospitality, food, gourmet food, fine art, and travel. So it's actually, we're not talking about one industry, we're talking about several industries, and each one has a potential for growth. They continue to grow in the coming years. So this is why we're talking about the past and their history and their background, their heritage, but we're also future-driven. The companies are future-driven, our program, and obviously our students who are going to work in the future. So we often talk about the Gen Z, and most of the students are part of the Gen Z. We are talking about the talents that are required in the future of these industries. And we talk about sustainability and circular economy that will expand in the future. We integrate technology. We have a diversity of business models and alternatives that will grow in the future, not only around fashion and leather goods and cosmetics, but obviously these companies now expand into hotels and cafes, into entertainment, and they're all very creative companies expanding, as we said, around the world, and especially in emerging markets like China, India, Brazil, for instance. So let's have a quick look at the MSc EU Asia Luxury Marketing, which is the first one I launched in 2016 when I was based in ESSCA, Shanghai. And this is the base of a lot of our alumni, which if you join ESSCA, these alumni are also within your reach. So this program was started in 2016 in Shanghai, as I mentioned. It is one semester in Paris and one semester in China. And all students can take advantage of different networks of alumni and also a student association that was created a few years ago. So the knowledge scope this is not only for this program, it's also for my second program. The knowledge scope is broad. We talk about different countries. We talk about the social environment that to understand the consumer change and transformation and expectations around the world. Then this industry is very much based in the artistic and cultural dimension. So this is something we talk about in class, but I bring, as you will see later, I bring students in different locations so that they understand the cultural environment, not only business, but the cultural environment. Then we study different strategies, best practices by sector and by company. And we look obviously at the industrial background, the production, the creation of these companies according to the sector they are from. So this, I would say this slide is for both programs. So very quickly, this is the first program I launched, which is in Paris and Shanghai, where we focus a lot about on EU and Asia and on communication. And this program, as I said, is a mix of Paris-based and Shanghai-based courses, and it's a flow of pedagogy that goes across 2 countries. So students spend 1 semester in Paris. They are very close to the headquarters of luxury groups. So here we see the Dior gallery on the top left. We see one of the top Chanel stores below. We see the Hermès flagship store in the middle, and Louis Vuitton headquarters and Louis Vuitton Foundation. So these are just a few examples of the benefit of studying in Paris. And then from the second semester, just for that program specifically, students go to Shanghai from January to April. Here we see one of our visits in the Hermès flagship store, where students are explained, the local market and the store, what type of customers, customer profiles, and the strategies that are implemented in that country. These are the visits I organized in last January. So we did about 10, 11 visits in luxury hotels, in boutiques, in research companies, in Van Cleef & Arpels School of Jewelry. So we have a variety of occasions to meet local companies and hear the managers explain about the local environment. Here are examples of the visits organized. The Galeries Lafayette manager and the HR manager welcomed the class also. We went to the Puli Hotel, which is a 5-star hotel in the center of Shanghai, where I used to live. I lived there for 10 years. So it's like going back home when I bring the students to Shanghai. These are examples of explorations when they visit the country. And here we are, where we'll now focus on the main topic, which is the MSc International Luxury Management, which was launched in 2022. Why did I launch this second program? It's because I realized that students, international students, usually would like to come to Paris to study fashion and luxury, and the program is tailored for the needs of students coming from all over the world. Well, so we have this mix of cultural environment and business at the same time in the city. And as I said, the headquarters are located there. So far, in the last 3 years, we've had students from everywhere. Some coming from Asia, some from Europe, some from the Americas. This year we had about 10 nationalities. And this is really one of the learning paths also, is how to work with students from all over the world that you may encounter when you will be in companies. So it's also a way to understand the different approach of luxury, different perceptions of luxury, according to different cultural backgrounds. So this is a very rich I can always say learning experience. Here we went to the Hermès flagship store with the class in Paris. And here is the program content. So we're talking about 450 hours of class over 8 months. So from September to April. First semester from September to December, we have 5 modules. 5 modules means each one is 45 hours with a total of 225 hours. So students have many professors, a total of about 20 professors during the year. So we have the foundational courses like luxury brand management, international markets and consumers. And we also have specialists on innovation. And we have a specialist on HR, working also with a retail expert, people who have been in the industry for 10, 20, 30 years, share with you their experience. And then, of course, on strategy, that is a mix of strategic management and also financial dimensions. In the semester 2, from January to April, students dig into the study of retailing, luxury retail and supply chain. They have every time 2 or 3 professors per course. I obviously teach in this program. I built the program, I recruited the professors, and I created the whole harmony based on my background. So I have worked for, as I said, a few decades in many countries. I've worked in 5 countries actually. And going from the industry to the academic world, I'm able to make a bridge between industry and academia. And I have recruited professors who are able to teach, obviously in English, on so many topics, because they have worked internationally. So they can talk about communication, about digital practices and the metaverse, about CSR and sustainability. And by the end, actually, at the end of the program, the main topic is to work as junior consultant for a luxury company. So I call it the company project module. And this module runs from January to April. For 4 months, students work on the project, specific project that is given to us by a company. So I have been running now for almost 10 years these company projects, and I was doing this also in the past for in other schools where I used to work. So I have very long experience working with companies, and I was myself a manager in a LVMH group in the past. So the program is 100% based in Paris. We study from September to December, as I said, and parallel to these courses, you have company visits that I organize. I also invite some guest speakers from the industry. We do cultural visits in different museums and foundations, and there is a field trip organized either in first semester or sometimes second semester. Second semester, as I said, we have this big company project that is running parallel to the courses, and students have also to work on their master thesis. So this is quite a heavy semester because the master thesis is about exploring a specific topic that students would like maybe to work on in the future in their career. So although it's academic, it has a managerial implication, and I personally work as a tutor for a few students every year. So it's very interesting to see the relation between their research and the courses and their future work career. And then after May, so actually tomorrow, students will hand out their thesis. Tomorrow is the 14th or 15th. Students will hand out their thesis, and then they will start an internship for 6 months, either from June or from July, and they will be able to apply all their knowledge within the company. It can be located in any city and any sector around the world. So here are examples of visits are organized in Paris. Here we visited a watch store that is special. It's a special visit because the person you see on the top left is one of our alumni, and he is very generous to welcome us and explain about his business, his career, and the store here is called Bucherer. Bucherer is a retailer of watches, the largest actually in Europe, and they have a store with 10, 20, 30 brands. That's one of the visits we organize. I organize. Here we went to the Mont Blanc store in La Samaritaine department store. Actually, a professor went there with this class in the department store that was renovated not long ago. Here I went with the students to visit La Samaritaine, and we had an historian explaining about the whole background and history since its inception of that store. That was extremely interesting. And then we visit all the floors from the basement and going up. As you may know, La Samaritaine belongs to LVMH Group, and it is now going into even a new renovation. And it's one of the oldest department stores in Paris. Here we went to the Chanel store. That's the one you saw just before in the little video. So we go with little groups, usually 10 groups, 10 students at a time. And we are invited by the manager, one of the managers, who explains about the whole background of the brand, the story of the store, the story of Chanel and Mrs. Chanel herself. So we can have a real dialogue and understand the background after we have had so many classes on these brands during the year. Here we visited another watch company, which is Breguet store. So on the right side is the museum with pieces of amazing pieces. It's a museum, so we have watches that belong to Marie Antoinette and Napoleon and the elite of the time, and the expert explains about the whole history. And below is actually the store selling current designs. Here are examples of what students also visit on their own time, on the weekends, during the holidays. They go around and they like to post pictures. So what we see on the right side is the Dior gallery. Here we have the Louis Vuitton Foundation with beautiful exhibitions regularly on display. Here I brought the students to a museum called Musée des Arts Décoratifs because there was an exhibition on a very famous silversmith called Christophe. And actually, we worked on with another silversmith of the same period from 1820. Christophe is from 1830. So we went there to understand the background of silversmithing from the beginning of the company history and how they developed. And that was a way for us to prepare for our company project. Here we visited an exhibition on fashion, on the history of jackets in the department store called Le Printemps. Then we also have field trips. So sometimes I bring students either to the Champagne region or the school brings the class and other MSc students to the Bordeaux region, and students can stay there either one day or 2 or 3 days, depending on the trip, and do wine tasting. So I have done so far 9 projects with different companies. So in 2016, I started with a cosmetic brand. Then we went into a Louis Vuitton project in Shanghai, and then Moët & Chandon Champagne, Patek Philippe, the Swiss watch company. Maotai is a national liquor brand from China. Then we had a project with Chanel, Maison Margiela within the L'Oréal group. Then Shu Uemura, a Japanese brand inside of the L'Oréal group. And this year I had a few projects. So for the class in China, they had the Ralph Lauren brand and the Guerlain brand to work on for 4 months. And then for the class in Paris, they worked with Puy-Forcat, silversmith company that belongs to the Hermès group. Here's an example of how companies come and listen to the students' projects after 4 months and evaluate their work. So here we have people from L'Oréal in our school evaluating the students' output. Here we are in the headquarters of L'Oréal. This is the last project we did with L'Oréal, but for Ralph Lauren within L'Oréal. Students were in China, so we see them on the right side. And at the same time, there was a Ralph Lauren poster on the opera. So I took the picture because I thought it was interesting to have these two things happening at the same time. And this is a project done by this program, the ILM program. Students worked with the Puy-Forcat brand, which is, as I said, a silversmith from 1820. It's one of the most luxurious silver products you can imagine. They're made by hand by 15 craftsmen, and we visited the workshop. That was quite a privilege to be able to go inside the workshop. On the right side, we are actually in the archive room with all the drawings done by the founders of this company. So here we visited, we asked questions for 2 hours, and students really got into the culture, corporate culture. Now let's see very quickly a few alumni. Where are they today? So actually our alumni work in all luxury groups. So most work in the top brand that you may know. I think all of you know about, right? Chanel, Hermès, Dior, Louis Vuitton, and so on. And then we have L'Oréal, Givenchy, and then many fashion brands. It can be Balenciaga, it can be Balmain, Celine, and actually all the brands. You know, it can be. Here we have Rolex, but we have students working in all the watch companies, the wine companies, wine and champagne, cosmetic companies, fashion, accessories, Louboutin for the shoes, Diptyque, and so on. Here we have examples of the 22 cohort. So it can be the car industry, it can be skincare and perfume, it can be digital projects, fashion, leather goods, and so on. Here are examples of the ILM program, so International Luxury Management, students coming from all over the world. So I noticed that when they speak French, they can find internships locally more easily. And then we also meet alumni. So this is Gonzague, I was mentioning before, in the Bucherer store that I showed you previously. Here we have an alumni working in the Champagne region, and we met her a few times. Here we have an alumni working in a Shangri-La Hotel in the communication department. Louise works in Hermès now for a few years in public relations. Marine has been working for a few years also in Chanel, in merchandising in the watch and jewelry division. Jade is working in the Publicis Group, which is a famous advertising company. She was in China before that. And José Maria is working in Bulgaria. He works in different countries and trains the staff for client experience. We just have a few seconds left. So what kind of jobs can you do? Well, obviously, there are jobs that are specific to the luxury industry, but I would say with this program, you can work in any luxury industry, you can work in any country, and I would say in any function related to marketing. And a lot of our students work as product managers or retail managers, merchandising managers. Obviously, they start as assistants, and then they move, after a few years, they move into management positions. They can work locally in their country or sometimes in Paris, depending on their language skills. And here is the end of my PowerPoint. So I would be very happy to listen to your questions, unless Ali would like to continue presenting his PowerPoint. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Professor. Thank you for the presentation. I believe our attendees enjoyed the details and of course the examples as well. So my name is Ali. I work at ESSCA as international recruiter, and I'm based on Lyon campus. Thank you for attending this session. I'm going to talk briefly about the school, but also about the part regarding the program and about how to apply. So at the end of it, of course, we will get back to you with your questions. So talking about ESSCA. So ESSCA was founded in 1909. ESSCA is recognized internationally, but also recognized by different accreditation, of course, and by French Ministry of Higher Education. There are some rankings, of course, about the program, about ranking of the school, especially for the post-high school degrees as well, but also for master studies. Just some numbers about ESSCA. We have around 7,000 students. We have network of partner universities in 56 different countries, and partner companies around 2,500. And around 20,000 alumni. So these are just about the history of the school, when school was founded, and opening of campuses and programs. So talking about the campuses, Professor, of course, talked about the campus in Shanghai, but also Paris. But we have 8 other campuses, well, mostly in France, but we have also campus in Malaga, in Budapest, and Luxembourg. So talking about the programs, we offer a range of programs from bachelor studies till master level studies, and of course, Master of Science programs. So the students, of course, they will have access to different possibilities regarding the career development, of course, also about the student life, student association, and alumni network, which is established in different countries and different cities. We have partnership with different companies, of course, and the employability of our students are quite high. So it is, of course, example of the quality of education and how students prepare for themselves for future career. So talking about the postgraduate program, beside the Master of Science program, we have a Master in Management program, 2 years with different specializations. Also, Master in Management and Business Engineering, which is tailored mostly for students with engineering with background in engineering or science. And of course, the Master of Science programs that, Professor talked more about it, about the Master of Science in International Luxury Management and International and EU Asia Luxury Marketing. So regarding the career development, there are different possibilities for students. We have a career center, but also different workshop, job teaser, also a network of alumni. These are tools that the student can use to have a good internship and start their career with good companies and good positions. You can, of course, have a look at our website, also our Instagram page to have a look at our alumni's testimonial, of course. And activities are part of the program. It's not just about studying, but also enjoying themselves and visiting companies, visiting brands, which are important as well. So I know that some of you want to know, okay, so how you can apply. So talking about the program, for the master management, the students need to have minimum 3 years of studies and B2 level of English. For the Master of Science program, of course, including the Master of Science in International Luxury Management, the student need to have a 4-year bachelor studies. So either, for example, it could be a 4-year BBA, or if the students already study the master, so could be enough as well. So the minimum is 240 ECTs. If they have this condition and of course B2 level of English, they can directly apply for this program and study this program. However, if the students they have a 3 year of bachelor studies, but they worked for a few years and they want to resume their studies, of course they can also join the program if they have 3 years of studies and 3 years of work experience. So, how to apply the application process is entirely online, of course, and the student can visit our website and apply for the programs. You can have a look at the list of documents that we require from students, and once they provided the documents, they can submit the application, and later they will have the admission interview. So thank you for your attention, and now we can get your questions.
Okay, great. Thank you. That's where I come back in, and we indeed already received some questions. I will go over to those questions. Just a couple of things to clarify. I just saw somebody asked about the session being recorded. Just to mention it here, so it is being recorded. We will send it to everybody. So if you join late, I know some people did. Don't worry, you can actually stay on, and it will restart within like minutes. So you can watch it from the beginning right away. And of course, you can share it as well if you like. And also for the people watching the recording, you can all participate in the interactive options. So even you can write questions as well. Of course, we cannot answer them live here, but we can send them through to the staff of ESSCA so they can come back to you. All right, and let's see, we got some questions. Let's go to them. Francisco was mentioning, I feel it's mainly about growth in luxury, and they are heavily dependent on investors. Is that correct? I guess a general statement, but I don't know, Sabine, if you want to say something about that.
Well, that's a big topic, because I also teach the class on the circular economy and sustainability, and also mention about other economic models. So yes, growth is, I would say, the most obvious topic we talk about in a business school, but we also look at other models that would make this luxury industry more sustainable in the future, less depending on investors, less depending on resources, being more responsible for the planet, and taking into account all the social issues. So the world is going in that direction. Our program is, our students are more and more interested, and these companies are looking for qualified people. They don't have enough people to tackle all the way to work differently. So it's not just about growth. It's growing differently. And I would say this will be the main issue for the coming decades. So we do have debates about these topics in class. Yes.
Great. Thank you for that addition, and that's interesting to see. So a question from Lieselot, to know if the master management is only in Paris. Is that correct?
Well, regarding the master management program, the program that Professor talked about, the MSc program, Master of Science International Luxury Management, that program is, of course, available only in our Paris campus, and the EU Asia program, one semester in Paris and second one in Shanghai. Regarding other options of master studies, so the 2-year master management program is available on different campuses. It depends on the topic that the students are interested to pursue, so they will have different options. But for the Master of Science program, most of them, they are available in Paris campus.
Okay, thank you, Ali. And I just saw in the chat actually that Lieselot was mentioning, yeah, about the luxury management. So to understand that that's only in Paris.
Yes.
So that's confirmed. Shireen has a question. Will you help with internships or to possibly to work on?
Well, internships. Well, there's a career center, obviously, in ESSCA. There are forums, and there's all the 20,000 alumni database that can also help students have their own network. But up to now, I can see students have worked a lot on their personal network throughout the year, and also throughout the visits, and also through the network of the professors. Sometimes professors do help students that they have noticed. They help them integrate luxury companies. So I would say for 8 months, students look for opportunities. So the alumni of these two programs and the alumni of ESSCA at large, and then all the networks. So it's not just the career center that can help you find an internship, but all the students have amazing internships. Some sign in January and February already before they finish the program, and hopefully these internships will become full-time positions.
Okay. Thank you very much. Question from Genesis. Are there specific ways that ESSCA supports international students?
Well, regarding the support for international students, we have the international desk platform. So the students will, when they confirm their enrollment, of course, they will have access to this platform, and they will find information about housing, about, for example, health insurance in France, about starting their journey in France. So all of this information are provided, and of course, one part of it is about visa, which is important for students who need visa to study in France. So these topics are covered for students, and different articles and documents are provided. But further than that, if they still needed more support, if they had specific question or something was not clear for them, of course, they can contact my colleagues, and we'll be happy to help them to have their answers.
Good. We're getting the thumbs up, so I think that's answering the question from Genesis. Next question from Loisen. How long does it take to finish, and are there internships? So I think that was mentioned, but please.
So how long is the internship? It's 4 to 6 months. Was that the question?
Well, the question was, how long does it take to finish? I assume the whole program.
Finish? Oh, I mean, the program starts in September. Classes finish in April, and then internships start after that, and need to finish before December 31st. And then students graduate in March of the following year.
Okay, great. Thank you. Question from Sebo. I'm currently a process in operations management specialist in the automotive industry, and I want to pivot into fashion and beauty industry. Kindly advise which program is suitable.
Ali, do you have some opinion?
Yeah. So in general, for applying to different programs, we do not require specific background, so it's open to all the students. However, for students, because, well, when they study the program and they finish the program, afterwards they consider to either resume their career in that new field or start their career in that field. So this is important that they consider the changes, and also the fact that some of the colleagues or some of the people that they will later they have a rivalry to get like these positions, they may have like a better background. So if they are ready to face the challenges, to prepare themselves during the studies, and catch up with other students, of course they can apply for the program. And it's important that the program is in line with what they're looking for, not just exactly what they've done, but what they're looking for. So yes, the program is open to all the students, but it is important that they have a clear idea about what they want to do and if this program could help them to achieve the goals.
And my answer is that our program is very open. We talk about all sectors. So we're not a fashion program. Fashion is one of the industries we study. And you can obviously change from one industry to another. But don't forget that when you find an internship or job, think about what you bring to the company. And if you come from the automotive industry, what do you bring to a fashion company? So you need to think about it and then study. And after a few months, you may realize that fashion could be the right choice, but maybe not the best. But you have 8 months for that to reposition your career with the help of professors.
Great. Well, we're getting the thumbs up, so that's good to see. Thank you for the question, and I hope that answered your question. Loyson had another question. Can we speak to students about their experience?
Yes, I think through the department of Ali, you could be in contact, and then I will give Ali some names of students according to your nationality. Maybe it would be more helpful to talk to students from the same country or some same part of the world. If you want, you can talk to them.
Yeah, Professor is right. We'll be happy to put you in contact with either current students or alumni of the program. So it is up to them. It could take some time because they are busy with projects, with their work. So, but again, it is possible. If you're interested, if you wanted to talk to them before applying or after applying, when if it was successful and you had the admission, of course, it is your right, and we'll be happy to connect you with alumni or current students of the program.
Great. Good to see. Thank you. And we're getting to the last question. For now, Coco is asking, can you do this program after a global BBA?
Well, regarding the requirement, the academic requirement, so if you have the 240 ECTs and of course the B2 level of English, yes, you are eligible to apply for the program. However, to have like successful study, and of course later, as we talked about, like what you want to do afterwards, it is important that you consider like if you are ready for the challenges, if you're ready to learn more about luxury, for example, although the study period is limited, but are you up for the challenge to learn more about the different topic, different brands, their history, how they position themselves in market, and all of these topics? So if you're passionate about it and you're ready to face a challenge, I think yes, why not? You can join the program. As Professor mentioned, the program is open to students from different backgrounds, and yeah, why not?
Perfect. Thank you very much. And I think, yeah, we have one more question. Last question, Genesis. What are the certifications for the English that you accept?
Well, there are different options for students. So we accept, of course, TOEFL, IELTS, Cambridge, TOEIC tests. So these tests are acceptable. So if you had any doubts or you were not sure if the certificate that you have is acceptable by the admissions office, feel free to write us an email. You had you have our email address in the slides, international.admissions at ESSCA.fr. So just try. No, not here. Yeah, here. can see on the screen, international.admissions@ESSCA.fr. So if you had any question about the process, admissions, or the documents that you have, feel free to write us an email.
Okay. Great. Well, thank you for those questions and those answers. So I hope that is all very useful and all is clear. So far, I don't see further questions. So I think then that is all clear. So we can slowly round off this session. And yeah, last but not least, just thanking everyone who joined. I saw a lot of different people
Thank
from
you.
different countries joining in. And of course, thank you, Sabine and Ali. Thank you for taking your time. And yeah, for your useful information. I see the chat already. People said that it was very useful. Thank you. So I will open up a last polling to the audience. And yeah, with that, maybe a last word from you to round off this session. Maybe Sabine?
Well, I'm always excited to welcome students from all over the world and have them discover another country. So I'm eager to meet all of you who are interested.
Great. Thanks. And again, everybody, thanks for joining. Have a good afternoon. And I'm putting the link, sorry, the last polling on the screen. Sorry to block you, Ali. But with that, we're getting the feedback. And good afternoon, good morning or evening, wherever you are.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.